Hey y'all, hi, and welcome to my boudoir. I'm here in my bedroom / closet, and I'm really excited about this video. I'm going to be taking a look at some trends and trend predictions in fashion for spring/summer 2022. And then I'm going to go through my closet and do my best to put together outfits that emulate these trends, even though I haven't purchased anything because it's on trend. And most of the clothes that I own are clothes that I've owned for a long time, things that I bought long before the spring and summer of 2022. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Hannah, and I really love seeing what we can do to celebrate our love of beauty, indulge in it, spend time with that love, but without spending ourselves into oblivion, which can sometimes be difficult in the face of the current iteration of the advertising industry and the way that consumerism functions today. This video is emblematic of that. I hope that you enjoy it, and if you do, I really hope you will subscribe. Now, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. Sadie's gotten herself just out of frame, but her little tail is still getting caught on camera. Okay, so the first trend that I'm going to try to emulate with clothes that I already own is what Vogue is calling color me free. And I came across this in a bunch of places when I started looking into trends. Bright, juicy color, strong, saturated color, and mixing color in unexpected ways. So some websites were calling this trend clashing colors. I feel like it's kind of a refreshed and more subtle take on color blocking, because it does have to do with putting big fields of strong colors together in one outfit. But I think the thing that makes it fresher, at least in the images that I'm seeing, is that there's also texture going on. So ruffles, different finishes of fabrics combined, and some layering of strong colors as well. I don't have the most colorful wardrobe. I really gravitate towards muted terracotta rose, mustards, taupe, and black, and sort of like a purplish stormy gray. Those tend to be the color categories in my wardrobe. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, and I haven't looked into my closet or prepared anything for this video. I'm going to be discovering it with you. I am a huge fan of strong, saturated cherry red and orange red, as you can see just from the corner of the frame right here. So I might be able to do something with that, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the bottom half. I might need to look in my dresses, which are in the closet, but right out of the gate, I can't really think of anything. Nothing springs to mind. So this first one might prove to be somewhat of a challenge. Let's see what I can find. Okay, right away, I'm feeling a lot of feelings. The primary feeling is that I'm so glad that I'm doing this experiment, because I immediately put together an outfit that I would never have even considered, and I like it way more than I thought that I would. The things that I wouldn't have done in this outfit here are pretty much everything. I would not have thought to pair this cherry red bodysuit with these kind of mustard-leaning ochre pants, because I'm resistant to anything that resembles ketchup and mustard in design and in fashion. But I feel like the red is so fluorescent, and almost in real life at least has like a touch of pink in it, that it kind of keeps it from looking like ketchup and mustard. I also probably wouldn't, having already paired these two, carried this bag, and I definitely wouldn't have thought to add these purple shoes. I think I probably ordinarily wouldn't even have put these shoes in this bag together, the shoes with this bodysuit together, red and purple, purple orange. I think I maybe would have worn these shoes with these ochre pants, but only if everything else in the outfit was super neutral. However, with the trend in mind, and because it's done so boldly, and because there are so many colors coming together rather than just two sort of clashing colors or colors that I ordinarily wouldn't pair with each other, I feel like it really works. I'm literally ready to just step out the door in this outfit and go anywhere and be like, this is how I dress. So just in like 5 5 minutes, my mind has been opened to my own existing belongings, and my sense of what works has been forcibly evolved by this project. It occurred to me as I was going through my closet, trying to find pieces that would work for this trend, that what really seems to define it for me is the bold fields of color and the lack of pattern. Because I actually do have a lot of color in my wardrobe, it just comes in the form of print, and I don't tend to have as much bold color in solids. That's what I noticed in my wardrobe when I was going through. So I also learned something about myself, or re-articulated something about my own taste that I hadn't quite articulated before. I'm actually going to give this same trend one more try. I'm going to see if I can make a second outfit from my clothes, maybe including some of the same pieces, we'll see. A second outfit that could maybe be considered an emulation of this trend. Okay, so this one is interesting. I feel like it's a bit more statement because I've brought in the volume, the texture. The overall silhouette is definitely a little bit more edgy because it's that kind of swathed in fabric from head to toe thing that I love to do. Points of interest for this one. These pants are pants that I've owned for a really long time and that I wear constantly. They're kind of like the sweatpants of the summer for me. So they feel very casual to me, and they feel very done to me. They didn't spring immediately to mind as ideal members of this trend because it's kind of like a desaturated color, you know, this sort of natural watercolory salmon. However, with the magenta of the blouse, and especially I think with the addition of this, which is just a sunglass case, it's not any kind of bag, but it definitely has enough capacity in it that it could be used to carry like a phone and a card or two and a little bit of money and even a lipstick. So it could definitely serve as a clutch, and it brings in another bold, saturated, solid color and some more texture because it's velvet. So with all of these other pieces around them, I actually felt like the pants were really serving this trend. And it's not as though I'm not seeing any pastels in images of this trend. It's just that if I were coming up with an outfit whole cloth, like making it up out of my mind from nothing, I wouldn't have thought to include this color or even this fabric, this linen fabric in this outfit. But I feel like it all came together relatively respectably. I liked the first one better. The first one, I was shocked at how wearable it felt to me, how comfortable I was in it. This feels like a little bit more of a risk because, again, both in the way of color and in the way of volume, it's quite loud. But in both cases, I'm finding myself getting along better with this trend than I thought that I would, and a little bit more capable of putting together outfits that follow this trend using what I already own than I thought that I was. Okay, for this next round, we're going to cover a couple of different versions of what I think is kind of the same thing, but may not actually be. Maybe you can let me know what you think. It could be that I'm sort of grouping things together. I'm seeing crochet everywhere, especially like open work, cotton crocheted garments that you can basically see right through, like netting. And I'm also seeing mesh and otherwise sheer clothing trending everywhere. So the thing that brings all of this together is the layered sheer quality of things, like being able to see your underwear through your clothing, wearing something over another thing and being able to see all of the different layers and see kind of like the effect that they make when their colors and textures and patterns are juxtaposed. Crochet definitely has an element of the handmade and a bit of that Y2K flavor, and mesh kind of does too in its own way. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's all one big trend, which is stuff being sheer and see-through in some way. And luckily for me, this is a quality in clothing that I really love and that I've loved for a long time. In fact, I'm already wearing it, right? The blouse that I'm wearing now is just eyelet lace that you can see right through. But since I've already used this shirt for an outfit, I'm going to try to put together a look that exemplifies or at least emulates this trend using other things. Let's see what I can find. I'm looking at some pictures for inspiration because I know that I have some tops that could definitely fit this trend, but I'm kind of feeling like, what are people wearing on the bottom? Because I don't have crocheted pants. I'm not out here owning a mesh skirt that I purchased years ago because that's my vibe, you know? So I'm trying to see like, what are people wearing on the bottom that doesn't call enough attention to itself to detract from the fact that the mesh or the crocheted or the sheer top is sort of like the star of the look. I feel like it needs to be maybe something maybe sleek, structured, tailored, a little bit simple. Let me see what I can find. Okay, total success. I love this outfit. I feel like, so I have a lot of thoughts. Putting this together, wearing it, has made me realize, especially looking at the source images, that I feel like this sheer and crochet and mesh trend kind of has two faces. So one side of it is what I'm emulating now, which is sort of semi-professional, a little bit tailored, quite put together, but with this definite sexiness of being able to see your underwear through it and of it being sheer, like being able to see skin through it. But this outfit does nothing to emulate the kind of handmade, sort of 70s crochet, kind of looks like it's made from a tablecloth, beach cover-up type of dressing. I will try to get at that with the second try, but this, I feel really great in this. And I would never have done this because this top, which is, it's from Cezanne, but I got it at a thrift shop like last year at some time. It has like a nice bottom edge. I've only ever thought to wear it as sort of a loose draped, untucked thing, but it looks really great tucked in. These pants are also a pair of pants that I really love, but I haven't found ways to wear them easily. Julia gave them to me some years ago. She owned them for a while and then she decluttered them from her wardrobe. I think I've had them for 4 years maybe, and I've only worn them once or twice because I haven't spent enough time playing like this in my wardrobe, pairing them with things, trying to figure out what they look good with and how I can make them work and getting inspired by my own belongings. But I feel very inspired by this outfit and I can think of a lot of places that I would love to wear it. I would wear this into a professional setting as long as it was some setting that where it would be okay for, you know, the top to be this sheer. And I would also wear it out to dinner. So I'm very pleased with this one. I feel very much like myself, but kind of like an elevated, polished version of myself. But let's see what we can do to create an outfit that emulates the more kind of laid back, beachy version of this trend. Okay, this is the first thing that I came up with, but this doesn't feel on trend to me for a couple of reasons. One is that this is an outfit that I would wear and probably have worn a bunch of times. These pants I have owned forever. I mean, probably for at least 10 years at this point, and I wear them constantly. They are another pair of pants that are like my sweatpants of the summer. And then this open work cotton top, I got it at a consignment shop in Santa Barbara last year. And since I got it, I've worn it a bunch of times just like this, kind of layered over something that's sort of slouchy, lightweight, a lot of drapey, lightweight fabric all over my body. I've also frequently worn this top with the long drapey linen pants that I featured in the second look. This is kind of me going back to my hippie roots, but in a slightly more modern way, and it just doesn't feel like I'm letting the trend get in amongst me with this look. I think that the thing that's conspicuously absent is a show of skin. I think that the crocheted or open work mesh draped fabric look, it's kind of about most of your skin showing. And even though you can see through this top, I've covered up most of my skin. I don't really have like short skirts or anything, or even very many pairs of shorts, if any. Let me see if I can find something that makes this look a little bit more like I'm going to Coachella or something. Y'all, I've pretty much got nothing. I don't have any short shorts. I don't have any mini skirts. I don't even really have any skirts. And I don't have like skimpy spaghetti strap dresses that I could layer this over because I don't wear that kind of thing. And so I realized when I was looking and looking through my closet that in trying to emulate this trend, I'm trying to emulate something that I don't particularly want to wear. And I feel like with the color blocking one, the first one, I might have said the same thing. I'm I'm not really into colors in this way and it's not something I particularly want to wear, but I instantly found something that worked and I instantly loved it. With this, going through my closet trying to emulate it, I can't find anything, and it's making me realize the more that I search that I'm not really that into this for me. You know, I mean, it's partly just my age, what I feel comfortable in. The thing that I'm wearing now, all that I was able to find, is just the bottom half of like a Skims sleep set. It's the Skims boxers, which I don't really wear as clothing. I do sometimes wear them as loungewear around the house, but I wouldn't wear this out. It does look good, especially with heels, you know, when you put on some sort of like boxer brief length shorts with heels. There is a little something something, but overall my existing closet just isn't conducive to this trend, and that's okay with me. So in this case, maybe not success in the way that we were hoping for or the way that we were expecting, but another kind of success, which is that I've learned that this is one trend that probably isn't really my vibe. Ooh, let's move on to the next one, which is really fun. On the list is biker jackets, leather biker jackets. I don't own a leather biker jacket, and that's a big investment. I'm definitely not about to go out and buy one right now. I do really like them. Like, it's something that I would like to own one day and I could see myself buying one day. But right now, that's not where I want to put my budget. I'll wait until all of the leather biker jackets that are currently on the market kind of like trickle down to the secondhand market or the designer consignment market, and maybe then I'll find one that works for me. But for the time being, when I was looking at the trends and I came across this one, my first thought was like, oh, I shouldn't even talk about that one because there's nothing that I have that can even vaguely emulate that. And then I remembered that even though I don't have a leather biker jacket, Joe does. And I just remembered that I have this mesh top. It's like a workout tank, but this is much more like mesh for mesh's sake than anything else that I've put on so far. Okay, this isn't super realistic for me because, again, I wouldn't wear these boxer briefs out and about. I feel like silhouette-wise, this is definitely aligned with what we're seeing, like the skin show on the runway and like this oversized on me biker jacket, but with a totally sheer top. I feel like that's really nailing, you know, a combination of some of these trends. But I'm gonna mix it up a little bit and try to like evolve this into something that I actually could maybe see myself wearing somewhere. Okay, I really like this because a lot of it is voluminous, but there are some things that balance it out and kind of like bring it back in. Namely, the fact that the top is really cropped. There's like a little bit of a floral peeking out. I'm also wearing some quite high pumps. So there's like a really strong element of the slouchy and the oversized and the masculine. And then there's also a pretty strong element of the fitted, of the skin show, and of the feminine. And I really like to balance strong masculine and strong feminine elements just everywhere, and, you know, particularly in fashion. I think that even though in a vacuum, I think that this outfit is pretty well balanced and works really well, the thing that would make me like it even better for myself personally would be if the top weren't floral, if it were just maybe like a fitted semi-sheer fabric, or, you know, a similarly cropped top that's just all black or navy. I would like to downplay everything except for the volume and texture situation, but I do think that this also works. I feel great in this outfit. It does definitely feel out of the box for me, and I don't feel quite as ready to like run out the door as I did in some of the other ones. I feel like the strong takeaway here is that I maybe should consider asking Joe if I can borrow his leather jacket. Okay, this next one is one that I'm actually really excited about. We're kind of moving back into the realm of things that align closely with what I already enjoy doing and what I might come up with on my own. Fresh, clean, white fabric worn head to toe. I'm sure that I can come up with at least one iteration of this. I feel very comfortable in this. I like that these are all pieces that are from thrift shops. The top and the pants I've owned for years and years and years, like probably 7 to 10 years, both of them. And these shoes were a gift from my friend Lauren of the YouTube channel Lauren May Beauty when we were at a thrift shop together around the time of my birthday a couple of years ago. These are all old standards for me. Like, this is stuff that I've worn time and time again, season after season after season. And it's fun to put it together so easily and know that this is also something that we're seeing on runways or something like this. Something that's very on trend that I don't own is a light straw tote. I've sort of considered getting one, but I don't feel like when I put together an outfit like this, it's incomplete because I don't have a straw summer bag like that. In fact, in the moment when I was just now thinking, do I have a bag to complete this look? I realized that if I did have one of those straw totes, I might feel like it was too much in that single direction, too one note. And when I grabbed this bag, which is, you know, very different, sort of like the one discordant note in this outfit, I kind of like that. I feel like it adds some dimension to it. Basically, I'm happier with the result that I'm getting from using something I already own with this bag than I would be with the result of trying to perfect every single element of the look to make it all sing together with the trend. From here, I'm going to explore a kind of adjacent trend that really tickled me when I came across it. Apparently something that they're calling coastal grandmother is trending. So breezy button downs, laid back khakis. One of the listicles invoked Diane Keaton. They were like, call on your inner Diane Keaton. The more I read about it and the more I looked at the images, the more I started to think that coastal grandmother might actually be a significant element of my overall fashion vibe, especially in the summer. I feel like I'm coastal grandmother without even trying, but I'm curious to know what I'm going to come up with when I really put my mind to it. So let's go coastal grandmother. BRB. I know I already had this shirt on from the last look, but I just had to stop here in Vogue for a second because are we not coastal grandmother? Like, are we not Diane Keaton on the beach? Well, let me see what else I have in the way of breezy button downs. I feel like it's too real. Coastal grandmother is too real for me. This is just like what I look like when I'm going to the grocery store and it's kind of hot and I just am like, I want to be comfortable, and I swathe myself in drapey linen from head to toe and carry my canvas tote. Maybe what I need to do is to try like a sexed up version of coastal grandmother, a slightly edgier version of coastal grandmother, or at least one where I feel like I am pushing myself a little bit to, again, balance out the silhouette, to let it go and also kind of pull it together at the same time. Let me see what I can do to polish up coastal grandmother while still staying like in this realm, you know? I feel like this is working for me. It's not necessarily out of my comfort zone. Like it's not as though I wouldn't wear this, but I feel like with this we are kind of getting at, she's coastal grandmother, she's working in her garden, but she had kind of a misspent wild youth or something. You know what I mean? We're in our wellies and our breezy sheer cotton, but we're unbuttoned down to here. I think to really nail coastal grandmother, I would need like a straw hat, and I do have a couple of straw hats, but they are in quarantine right now. I'm worried that they might have gotten some moth eggs on them, so they're like in Ziploc bags in the freezer. I feel like we can't really bring coastal grandmother to full fruition without the straw hat, but I am glad that I went down this road, because here's the thing. I have been dressing like this in the summer for a long time, and I feel like framing it this way as like an aspect of something that's currently trending just makes me feel a little bit more thrilled by my own style that I've developed slowly over time that makes me feel very comfortable. It's exciting to be like, oh, that's trending. All my clothes are like that because that's what I already like. And of course, it means that I don't feel like, I actually feel like the last thing I need to do is buy some coastal grandmother style clothing because I'm already swimming in it. Maybe what I need to do is move to the coast and become a grandmother. Anyway, that's it. That's the last trend that I'm going to explore today. Let me know what you think. This was so fun for me. And I have to say, I feel like, strangely, the one that stands out to me as being the most exciting and the most impactful is the first look that I put put on. The red bodysuit with the mustard pants, which these mustard pants in a different context are also very coastal grandmother. Like I could have put them on with either one of these tops and it would have really taken us there. So that's part of why it was so fun to see them in that other context of color blocking and bright, bold, kind of clashing statement colors. But I actually feel like I was inspired by a number of those outfits. I also really liked the one with the sheer kind of cotton crochet lace blouse tucked into the tailored pants. I really loved the all white outfit. I really loved wearing Joe's leather jacket. And I feel like I also learned that a lot of current trends are aligned with what I already own and what I already wear, much more than I thought they were. And so it's kind of encouraging me to pull certain things out of my closet that I do like wearing, but that I maybe wouldn't think to wear right now because there's also a lot of other stuff that I like. It's at the forefront of my mind now to wear my mesh things, my sheer things, my bold colors mixed with each other, and my coastal grandmother attire. This was so fun that I hope that I'll do it again soon. And if you can think of anything else that's kind of similar to this, like a shop my closet type of video, but not necessarily following current trends, putting together outfits in any way, now that we're able to film in this space, I would love to hear your ideas for that. I did do a capsule wardrobe video back in the day, and I could do something like that again. I will go ahead and link that video. I'll insert it right here. So if you haven't seen that and you're curious to see me do something else like this, I think for a different season even, where I'm putting together outfits from my closet, trying things on for the camera, you can just click through right now and watch that one. Maybe I'll go back and watch it too and be inspired by my past self. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you liked this video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe right now before you go. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.